on Saturday. You can see me. I'm kind of a little crazy going. I've been running errands and changing bed sheets. How is everybody doing? And as you can tell, I've been pulling stuff out of my boxes here. So, hello. How is everybody out there doing? Thank you so much for spending time with me on your very valuable Saturday time, right? We only had an infinite amount of time that we can use, and we really need to make sure we have fun with it. So how are you? My name is Martha. Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're new here, my name is Martha, and we do paper crafting. And this is our scrapbook series on, yes, scrapbook series on boot camp. So it is going to be a boot camp that we try to remember the things that we have already learned for Crop at Home 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so we're kind of just going through some basic stuff. I, of course, always want to make it into a page layout while we're spending time together, but we need to learn about different things in mitering, right? That is what the theme is for today, mitering our papers. What type of ways do you miter? Now we have done Crop at Home, Scrapbook 1, Boot Camp 2, and 3. So we want to kind of look at what we're doing with mitering. How are we looking at it? Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's say a little silent prayer for our little love friends in California. I hope everybody is safe. I have been sending virtual hugs, prayers to everybody that is out there with us. I'm hoping that everybody is staying nice and safe. So we are on our mitering, and I have really been trying to, let's make sure we have here. Yeah, we have been really trying to make sure that we are trying to get ready for Crop at Home 5, that is May 2nd, and I have not counted the days today, but I think it was like 114 or something a couple of days ago when we were doing AGTV. I think it's fun to kind of look and see that, God, it is 114 days, 113 days or something. So that is a really fast time. Hello, everybody. Let me say hi to Annie. You're here with us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And my sweet friend Dell and Sharon and Jonah and Anna. How are you? I just spoke to you 5 seconds ago, it feels like, right? Anna was with me when I was running around doing my errands in town, dropping off Amazon returns and all that kind of fun stuff. So part 1, class 1 that we talked about was filleting and gutting the tiny little edges of that 12 by 12 paper. Yes, you can cut it in so many different ways, and I love to learn different ways from you, and I have a top secret way that Pamela Densmore showed me that I really have to pass that on to you. It's a little bit different. I think it's fabulous. Pamela was using it with the Anna Griffin mat. I do not have the Anna Griffin mat. I have this one that is for quilters. So it kind of looks like this. And so we'll go through that. It works really, really well. Hi, Angie. How are you? I'm so glad you're here with me. We are going to look at the gutting and the cropping, and we did that with class 1. And then class 2, we did those gorgeous compound borders, right? But we kind of left them horizontal so we didn't have to miter them. So what happens when we have to miter a spot? Okay, right? What happens there if you want to do a corner with those gorgeous floral things? There's different ways of doing that, and I want to show you. Hey, Candy, how are you? I'm so glad you're here with me. And we talked a little bit about floral composition with that border stuff. Just in general, I do have somewhere my page that I finished the other day when we were doing a crafty chat time, so that I can show you. I put pictures on it. Let me bring this up, and kind of finished it up, and I'll show you how that ended up. We were talking about just chatty, crafty time, right? And then I was working on a page that looks like this, and using the embellishments that we have Those are the little Halloween, what was it? A trick or treat bag, okay? And here is those little stars and spiders from Spooky. And then the word actually spooky is right here, and a little kitty cat that goes to that trick or treat, okay? So, and I've told you guys before, I don't have cute little pictures of Nick when he was little. I do have them, but they've already been done, right? Let me bring this back up here. So I've already done those, and so now I have pictures maybe of him in college. And of course, you guys are seeing this. He's dressed up like, let me remember, Steinfeld, yes. So that's kind of the pictures that I was putting on here. And this was, for me, 2021. Yeah. Gosh, the time goes by so fast, right? So I want to show you what I have going on with mitering. And I'm kind of have a page layout in my head that I want to be putting together. It's not really mitering, but it's that page that's kind of, you know, when a page gets stuck in your head and you want to talk about it, you want to get it out. So that is the page I'm kind of working on. And then we're going to do some mitering. I want to show you different ways of what I have done before to miter. So we're going to have a lot of scrap paper going through here, okay? I hope that you learned something new. Let me see, my paper is telling me, my iPad is telling me that I am, whatever it's called, skip that. It's telling me that I am not plugged in. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Okay, so let's go over to mitering. I want to welcome everybody that's here with us. I can't get out of the house with 6 inches of snow. Oh my goodness, Annie Pence. What in the world is that about? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I pulled out Crop at Home 3 borders, just because they're really gorgeous. And I'm thinking of something round, and I always think of this die right here when I'm thinking of round stuff, because that one has that little round edge on it. And then this one is Crop at Home 2, and I've already pulled the die out of here. Let me show you. This one I absolutely love because it's nice. It's just like a 1/2 inch thick, and when you run it, you get 2 at the same time. So I love that one. And I have cut out, I'm kind of playing around with Hermosa. Hermosa is our Hispanic inspired pages paper kit that is for Anna Griffin members only. That's the Hermosa. Okay, I just cut those up, and we're gonna probably cut this up in gold. And then I have a simple Hermosa page right here with a big old circle in it. I have a picture that I want to put in there. So that's why I'm thinking of that. And I did this, I have done this before with a plate when we were at Engage at a retreat house. And I was thinking I wanted to do a circle page, and I did it with a plate. You put the plate on there, and then you just cut it out. No big deal. Today I did it with, let me pull this out, with my Cricut, and this is what happens to the back. So probably not going to use this on the Cricut. I'll have to remember that, because this paper is a little more delicate. I think this is her in-house paper, and the ink kind of comes off when you use temporary stuff. So want to let you know so you don't run it through your Cricut, okay? Because on some occasions, maybe I would have done this circle and put this inside, right? And flipped it over the other direction. But unless I'm going to do something different to this area where the ink is coming off, then I won't be doing that, okay? So do not run your Hermosa paper through your Cricut, or you will get the fadey stuff come off of it. Unless the fadey stuff, grungy look is your thing, then all more power to you. Alrighty, and then I'm going to pull out some more Hermosa. Also, why I wanted to do Hermosa was because Hermosa doesn't have any embellishments. So we kind of pretty much have to make the embellishment. So I'm thinking we'll be doing a lot of borders. Now, please have patience with me. It is a process video. It is not like I have it ready and we're going to cut. I have to cut it with you. So if you want to cut along with me, it's the Crop at Home 2 borders and Crop at Home 3 borders and Hermosa paper, but you're welcome to use any paper you want. We're going to move down to the bottom here where I am going to pull out, and we're going to start working on papers. And I am so sorry. I have a new, I don't know what we call this, camera stand for my phone. So it is a little weird, and I'm hoping that my phone doesn't fall when we're sitting here talking together, okay? But it is a little bit different. I was hoping that it was more secure than what I had before. So let's look and see what we have. And I will start with spooky pages here. Okay, so we talked about this one. You see that I have the spooky 1, 2, 3 layers of orange, and right here I ended up doing that yucky puke green underneath because it matched perfectly with those polka dots accidentally. And I always kind of double the embellishment just so that it has something to land. I always feel like, you know, a spider by itself is not so nice unless you have an extra something to land on, okay? So that's kind of a part of embellishment. Just like right here, you have a little flourish and you have the little spider with 2 little spiders popping it up. Right here, you see, I feel like it needs to be sitting on something. So it's on that journaling block. Up here, this great big huge set, you have the flourish, the spider, extra spiders going around, okay? I like that kind of stuff on when we're talking about trying to do embellishments and how do you put them together, okay? I like them to sit on different stuff. And we'll move this over. Okay, and I have all of my set of Hermosa paper, and when I work, I have this big old box, so let's show you. This box is from, let me remember what the company is called. It's called Create a Dream. Let me remember. Create a Room. So it's the Create a Room armoire that you use for crafting. And this fits just perfectly, your 12 by 12s. And I love these boxes, but they are no joke expensive. So I always buy them used. I have several right now waiting. So here is all my gorgeous paper, okay? And I'm kind of looking at something that I want to run it with. I'm kind of thinking this happy green. The picture that I'm thinking of is the one that is with my sweet girlfriends out in the parking lot dancing. So I think that something really happy might work, okay? So, and then I also have, let me show you before I move this out of the way. I have an extra plastic container. This one does not fit inside here very well, but I do force it in here. And this is stuff that when I'm using Hermosa, I keep in this area so that if I want something small that's already been cut, I take this with me, okay? And then all my scraps. These are the 12s, and I want to say I guess I have 2 collections of this, because here's another plastic. And then we have some leftovers. Oh, and isn't that fun? You see, I already have one that's the super thin little fillet. I love this one. This is my absolutely favorite paper from this, because I feel like it's frosting. It feels like tres leches cake to me. And I just want to eat this specific color line. Okay, so I'm going to put it on this side. I do put them in just plain page protectors because this is very valuable. I might want that right now. Okay, and then all of these little things here kind of keep them all together. So I use those up before I go cut another piece of paper. Or maybe I want to use this is the right color green. Do you know what I mean? That's how I separate my sections. And then this is just a bunch of paper that I was looking at thinking I might use this with my Hermosa, okay? That is how we're going. Okay, so let's start from, I've lost all my paper lines here. I want to show you what I want to do first is gut this little piece out, okay? So I spoke, and this might be tough on this paper also because this paper is so delicate that it might need to be, how are we going to keep it from moving? Because it does come off. Okay, so I want to take, this is 12 by 12. If we measure it, it is a perfect 12 by 12, and all I did was gut out the inside of it. I'm hoping all of you guys are having fun. I was running errands all morning. Hey, Dina, how are you? I have nothing in my head. Oh, Dina, that's adorable. It's a beautiful day, but slushy on the streets. Yes, I totally understand that. Yeah, so I was thinking of that circle page I was made for you. That's exactly what my inspiration was. The dye on Hermosa is superficial, so it comes off easily. Don't let the camera fall on your head. Well, yeah, it might fall. Yeah, we'll see how that works. I'm afraid of it falling, but I'm hoping that it's strong enough. I've been testing out different I can't find the right one, different head camera light holders. Yes. Okay, and I am trying out new lights because I have new lights in my room, and now I need to find, I guess I'm not prepared as I'd like to be because I was out running errands like you guys on Saturday. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, so when I spoke to Pamela Densmore, she has the Anna Griffin mat that I want to say is 14 inches, okay? And I do not have a 14-inch one. I have a 13-inch one. So Pam recommends that you put your little mat down and tape it, and I am putting this right on the edge so it doesn't, hopefully it doesn't move. Okay, and I'm going to put some on this inside, and hopefully the ink won't come off, but if it does, it'll be fine. Then we'll just have to go with it because we'll have to embrace the grunginess of the paper. Okay, that's what I'm going to go with. If the ink comes off, it comes off. I'm just gonna, maybe we'll use some of those ink stamps and ink on top of the grungy pieces, the pieces that fade away. Maybe that might be a good idea. Okay, so then I'm stretching this down to that little dot. And if you are a quilter, you know how important those little spaces are. And I think I don't need to do that. Okay, and I'm taping this all down because you don't want your paper to move when you're doing this technique. Okay, and this goes for all types of your collection. I guess really it's more like how do you use your mat, because yes, you can gut your page out, but it's more about how you're using your mat. And I like to use, my favorite mat is the glass kind, because I press so hard. I feel like it's just too hard for me to work on the self-healing ones. Let's see how this one does. And this is fabric tape from 49 and Market. Absolutely love it. It's super strong. Okay, so here's the thing. You need to know your mat, know your ruler, okay? And I want to get as close out to the edge, so as close to the 1/8. Let's say we're going to go 1/4 because I'm not going to try to force myself to go that close to the edges if I just know I'm not going to be able to. I'm not that good with the ruler, okay? I'm trying to show you what happens. Okay, so you need to have a really good, nice, sharp X-Acto knife. I love this one that's from Prima. It has a really nice top on it, and I love the one from Martha Stewart. I don't have the Anna Griffin one. I have the top to this somewhere, but I'm trying to remember not to stick it in with my pencils because it dents the tip, and we need that very little tip to work. Okay, so if right here is my 12 o'clock spot, that's where my paper sits, then I'm just moving my ruler one tiny spot over, which is a 1/8, and I'm doing the same thing over here. And you're gonna go with the other ruler that is right here at a 12, and you're just gonna go tiny bit down. And this is why you don't want to cover this up with your washi tape, because that's the part I need to see. Right there. And if I put the one right on that, and then I want to bring that way over here to make sure that I'm on that spot. And you're going to cut in just like you normally would. And I'm trying to press hard, but not too much. I know this is a lot of prepping, but it makes the biggest difference, okay? I'm putting this back on here. And I'm gonna turn it, and this little magic page mat actually spins instead of, it has like a felt underneath. Okay, doing the same thing over here. We are going to add that little ruler right there, that little point, and I bring it to this little point. And am I correct? That's 1/2, 1/4. So this is the 1/8 mark that I'm trying to take off. And you need to kind of grab it from the very top to the very bottom, making sure that you know where your ruler is and where your markings go. I think that this is an incredible way to cut because you're only making your measurements once and then you go. And your stuff is taped down, and then you don't raise it up, you just kind of give it a little spin around. Okay, then I'm coming back over here, and once your little paper is taped down, you're ready to go. Now you have to practice with this because, you know, with the pre-cutting videos that come with Crop at Home 4, you are going to have to press pause till you get to where you want to go. And I just went through my washi tape there, and I think it cut. Now you spin it again, and I should have one more spot to cut. Here and here. Right there. Right there. Okay, and I'm holding that down. And I can do this pretty good with my paper cutter because I've been using it forever. But to me, I know that this system is so much more exact. I just know that this is exact. Okay, so the ink did not come off with the washi tape. Let's look over here. With that one, it did come off. So the fabric washi tape that's from 49 in Market did not come off as much as, still coming off, but not as much as the regular washi tape. I have a bunch of washi tape that's like from Amazon. So, but I do love the fabric tape because it is, I mean, it doesn't tear so easily. It feels like it's really nice and strong. Okay. Now you can use this system here with everything when you start doing a border, like a floral border. Then you put your floral border down and you cut right into it. Okay, you can see here where in my spots that I didn't cut enough was with this little spot here that was the washi tape. That was that fabric. So you kind of just barely, same thing when I do my paper trimmer. It's just barely cutting through. I can barely see the line. Yeah, I don't know what kind of ink this is, but I have noticed that it's not working the same compared to, I realize this is American made and I'm all for the American made products, but I can tell that this ink is not staying on our paper. There we go. And I would say that you're going to have to practice this technique where you tape down your paper and come back and remove the pieces. Okay, now here is this little piece of paper. Now if I measure it from 1, I am at 11 3/4 because I have a half and two 1/8 left behind, which would be from each side. But when I was cutting this, I felt like one was really thin. Like this one, this piece right here looks really thinner than the other ones. So I might have moved. You know, this is something you need to practice, gutting the paper out. And I was thinking that I wanted to put this on some beautiful dark green paper. And, you know, I'm thinking we're going to have to embrace the grunginess of it. You see, now you get that little bitty fillet in here that's just so pretty. Okay, now this is Sand It, Tear It, Coordinates Color Block. And the back is a different color. So it would be really pretty embossed and all that wonderful stuff, okay? How's everybody doing? Hey, Yvonne, how are you? The circle I made with my Cricut, but it removes the ink. So something to think about when you're working with Hermosa, that the paper needs to be much more stable than what I have here. Okay, so now this one is going right here, and I have that 1/8 around that looks really pretty all the way around. And I do not have my temporary repositionable paper, which again also removes your ink off of this paper. So be very careful with that. Okay, so what I want to do on the inside is I'm going to go and pleat this over here on the inside is what we're doing with this one that is kind of circular. Okay, that's what I'm doing for this little circle. And then on the outside, I want to do that little bitty fence one right here. We're going to work right on the little edge of it. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go gold. I might even double it up on the inside of this one. Maybe if we go this way. I think I like it on the inside, not on the blue. And I was kind of going back and forth with what color to use. I don't have a foil that is absolutely perfect. I was thinking these purples, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to Old Reliable, which is gold right here. And that way we can cut it twice and get an edge all the way around. And I like to get my little, when you're looking at your instructions for Crop at Home 4, note technique, she will tell you to cut, I don't know, 2-inch strip. I like to measure the die that I'm going to cut before I cut the strip, because I might make it a little bit shorter, a little bit thinner than what she's asking for. So here I'm thinking about it 1.5 inches. So think about that. That's a preference. I have plenty of paper, but you know, sometimes we start hoarding it, and I want it to be whatever size I want. I want to be able to hold on to the idea of maybe holding on to an extra 1/4 inch of paper, if ever so possible. Okay. Oh my goodness. So I am still drinking my morning coffee. I was running around all morning this morning doing stuff. So let's see, let's chit chat. I'm thinking that this time is working for me, the noon on Saturday, but not for next Saturday. Next Saturday is I will be with Nick doing the marathon stuff. So in Houston, my crazy child wants to do that run again. So mommy will be there to support in the freezing cold. Yep. It was fun. I'm trying to convince some of my little girlfriends that haven't called me back, hint, hint, to meet me for a brunch. Because, you know, the runners take off at some crazy hour, like, I don't know, 6. Oh. And then they won't be back for a couple hours. Now, so that's plenty of time to go to brunch. I'm such a supportive mother, yes. So in between those poor children running around Houston in cold weather, freezing their patooties off, I will be sitting somewhere having brunch, hopefully with some girlies. Okay, so this paper right here, absolutely gorgeous. This, I would tell you to save this for an embellishment. It cut really pretty, so I kind of hold on to these and in my trash can. I do not empty out my trash can on a regular basis. I empty it out like once a month or when it's really full. So that helps me avoid having tons of scraps because they just go away. But if I'm playing with that die, that paper collection, then it needs to go away. Like, it needs to go away. I didn't use it. I have, let me tell you, with all the best intentions, and I will show you when I get this cleaned up, the best intentions I had of saving every little scrap that I used, that I made. And, oh, we're not doing this correctly. Okay, here's my, because my magnet is really worn out, okay, this is my sandwich. You need to make the sandwich that's best for you. I use this plastic A-plate. I use a little plastic paper in there that's kind of like thinness of laminating paper. Yes, they need to be heated up the way Griffin, no, what is her name? I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, and then I put a magnet in between there. Right there. And then I put a magnet on, a metal plate on top. And then my sandwich topper. And this is how they go inside my machine. So yes, I have 2 metal shims in here because my magnet plate is so thin, and it's still holding itself together because it is wrapped up in that Glad wrap. And you don't hear my Impress Elite suffering. It is still perfectly okay. And when I take this out, here are those beautiful little pieces that I want you to keep in the file of the trash can. And then this is what I end up with right there. And I have tried different ways of cutting this so that you don't have to come back and cut it with a tool in vertical. But when I cut it before, then it moves in the machine, so that's not good either. Yep, you can see that my magnet plate here, it has Glad wrap on it, but it is now, yeah, it needs more love. And I have plenty new ones, but just like you, I want to conserve it as much as I can. Okay, so here's this piece here. And we're going to go over to hold on to this part and your blade, okay? And you're going to hold here. holding it all down, and you get your cutting tool. And let's see if it doesn't move. Yep, it moves. Everything on my glass mat moves really easily compared to if I have this mat right here. And this was our sweet friend Pamela Densmore told us to get one of these, that it helps her. So you can see here, I'm going to put it on this little spot right there that is telling me that's the diagonal of this cutting mat. Putting it right there also. And then you put your big ruler, this one is an 18-inch one, on those lines, okay? Just like that. And I am happy to say that this little mat right here, I got on Amazon, and it is American made. Isn't that nice? I was so happy to see that. It's a quilting company. I will find the little plastic that it was wrapped in, because I kept it thinking I needed to buy a bigger one. It is right here, USA Art Supplies. 360 rotary cutting mat. Oh, that's my address. And it is, they have one that is larger, and I think if I'm going to be loving it, I might have to get the larger one. I think this one is the 13-inch. Okay, and look at that. Here we go. I didn't cut the very edges. I think if I get the larger one, it was only like 10 bucks more. I think it's 29 and 39. But you might already have the whole Anna Griffin kit. I do not have, I have parts of it, but I don't have the entire kit. What does she call it? The essential. Yeah, the essential cutting tools. I don't have it. I have them in pieces. Right there. Okay, now you put your ruler, and this is nice why your mat is larger, because then you can really see the paper past your cutting area. And I am always so afraid when I do this, because see, I went crooked. Okay, right, I lost it right here. Hopefully it won't matter, but if not, you know what? I have lots of paper. We can cut another one. I am afraid of cutting my finger. Therefore, I have this big Cricut one, and it has this big lip right here. So I really just need to be using that one, okay? But the gold one was on top, so that's why I got that one. Okay, so here is our pieces. And you see, I went just a little crooked on this one. You can see it more on the white instead of the blue, the gold. But you know what? We're okay. It's okay. Lovelies, it's okay. Okay, now let's get this paper. And I want to get this down right here. And when I do this, I'm going to show you different ways of cutting it. But I like to put glue on this middle piece, leaving the ends open. Okay, so it's just barely a tiny bit smaller. So to me, the 6 is still right here. Okay. You see that? It goes all the way that way, and then this side has a little lip hanging out. And spin. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to follow the same over here. This one was all the way to the edge, so I'm moving it all the way to the edge. Because remember, the one that we're covering is the fillet. And yes, it would make a difference if you were, because you see this entire edge here. You see the entire thing, okay? we just barely removed a tiny little fillet. Okay, here's the next one. Right there. I'm gonna put that here. And bring that there. And coming around, okay? And same thing over here. Yeah, Annie, you'll have to take a picture of that page that I made for you with the circle because it's kind of that inspiration. But this last time on AGTV, I saw Anna Griffin with a card, and it had a circle, you know, the whole wildflower kit. And so that's what I'm kind of doing here is the wildflower kit. I'm sorry, is that showing up too dark? Okay, so the first thing that I want to tell you about these little spaces, my favorite tip is tools, these two tools. This is that little triangle from geometry, and this is a cut up piece of cutting mat from the kitchen, okay? Let's see who's all here with us. Hey, Donna Baker, how was your vacay? I'm so happy to travel with you. I love it. To see what Martha's doing. You are so funny, Donna Baker. You know, I'm pretty good at carrying luggage. If need be, I can assist. As long as the luggage has rollers, okay? I'm anti-carrying luggage without rollers. And I prefer the 360 roller, so we're going to be picky. Oh, I love it. Candy, how are you? Candy, I was looking at Craft Tex, and I know you're just around the corner from it, and they have a special for Valentine's Day. I think it's the weekend I can't go. They're doing a bow class and a Valentine's wreath class. I just can't even stand it. Annie and Donna sounds like fun, posting pictures. Okay, and we have our lovely Yvonne with us. The concentrics are on sale on HSN. Oh my goodness, those are really, and they're like $25, I think. They were $50 when I first bought them. Okay, let me show you how I use this to begin with, because I don't want to put this in yet because I want to do that orange scallopy pleated thing to the inside. I'm not going to press down, and I'm going to keep this entire page in as a solid in the back of it. I think with this loud paper, loud, bright colors, whatever wonderful word, politically correct word it is to say bright colors, I need a solid. And that solid is pretty bright also. So what I like to do with these borders is, let me see if I can bring this in a little bit closer. Oh, the light is really working for us. Am I upside down? No, I'm not. Let's see if you can see me better. Okay, so here is our borders that are coming together, and you want to cut them. And I have different ways of doing that. I'm going to take this one out because I'm not doing that right now. But let me show you the first one. Sorry, I do need the paper. If I had the paper there and it was already there, and I only want to cut the gold part of the trim, this is going to go in between the paper layers, and that is why I only glue the sides of it, okay? If I was to glue everything, then I wouldn't be able to lift that and put my little plastic. So if it was sitting just like this, then I would put my little plastic in here. I would hold this down to where I want to cut it, okay? And I can use positioning tape, repositionable tape. I put this little triangle ruler on top and find the best match. Now you have both of your little triangles, your little strips of gold coming into this spot. Therefore, when you cut, it's going to fit because you're cutting both papers at the same time. And you press down and you kind of gently go through all of these layers. My mat has a rough texture to it, so I know I have gone all the way through when I hear this little bumpy thing. Okay, so now I pull these off, and I have only cut the border, not the bottom paper that I don't want to cut. Now I can come in here, lift these little areas up. Okay, and here's the next one. I lift those little spots up, and then I kind of hold them together into the right spots so that when you glue them down, they are in. Okay, and I'm bringing this up so you can see how that works. Okay, so that is my almost favorite way of doing this. Okay, if I have time, if I have layers that I don't want to go through, okay, then I need to be able to put my little mat, oh, there, I'm going down. Put my little mat in between those. And you see that miter, it hits you just perfectly, okay? Super easy to do. You want to put your cutting mat from your kitchen underneath, so you only have the little legs of your border to cut, okay? And you're gonna hold them together. And if I look at this, this is pretty much right on. I'm only taking off excess from in between. So I'm bringing this in here where they kind of match just perfectly there. And then I get my little triangle. The triangle helps me kind of work. If here, this little line can be straight with this line here. Does that make sense? That's where I'm working with the triangle. You can use a ruler also, whatever. The trick is to cut them at the same time. Go in. I am not one that cuts with the X-Acto knife very efficiently. So there we go. I do it several times. Okay, and your X-Acto knife needs to be sharp. It needs to be on point sharp, because it's not going to work. You're going to get all jaggedy mess if you try to cut with a dull knife. So both of mine are new. Okay, so here are the 2 points, and you come back in, and those points just sit right where they're supposed to because you cut them together. Okay, now here is my other super lazy, if I can find the right little snipping scissors on my desk. This is one of them, but I like the close to my heart. If anybody finds an extra close to my heart pair of scissors, please, 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 I will buy them from you. I love those little scissors. I don't know where they're at right now, but this one is the one from Tim Holtz. So the way I like to do this one is I hold these two together, and I come in and I only cut one, okay? I only cut one, but that's not gonna work because you can see through it, okay? If I had a different one, let me find my other one that I was looking at. Let me show you what I'm thinking. This kind. If we had 2 strips and the borders, you cannot see through them, okay? And we will flip this over to the other side so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. For your purpose of trying to get these borders in, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue right there. You bring this one in to that spot and glue it down. And I'm putting glue on this side. This is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, I'm not putting this here. Okay, so now you have 2 corners and you cannot see through the border compared to the border I have over here that you can see through. Okay, if I can see through this, so I can't use this technique, but on this one I cannot see through it. So, oh, look at that, the little gray one was right here. So what I do with this one, and you need, I prefer the longer scissors for this one. I know I'm a scissor person. And I take the pair of scissors and I want this little cutting tool. I'm going to open up the scissors so you can see as much as I can. And I want this black cutting edge to be, I'm making sure that you can see me. Let's make sure. Maybe I have to go back up. Okay. Okay, so here's the corner of the cutting scissors, and I'm going to cut straight into the end. So I want my pair of scissors to be all the way into the entire border, because the trick with this cut is you want to go in and you want to go all the way down. Do not hesitate, cut. So you want to know where you're cutting. Okay, you go into that little corner. This little corner is right on my cutting edge. And then this end of the scissors is where I think I want to end up at. So you cut and you go down, okay? And that's it. I don't cut both of them if you cannot see through it. And I am telling you, that works so nicely, because yes, you have the thickness on both sides, but you will never see that little purple area if you cut. Let's go back here and show you a bad example. Okay, a bad example of a miter. You have this paint in between. Okay, I don't like that. I will be putting something on there if I can see the purple going through my entire miter. So my point is, I need to be able to cut quickly on this, okay? And only one gets cut. Therefore, you don't have to worry about that purple line in the middle, okay? If your borders, you can't see them. If you can't see through it, then by all means, just cut it. Just cut one and you'll be fine, okay? Something to think about. I personally love the idea of this little laciness showing through. So that means I have to figure out how to cut both of them at the same time. Now, if we were cutting on Pamela's board together, then you can cut it together without having, right there. That's kind of moving a little bit too much. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And there. And I'm going to put this right into this little spot. Okay. And now you get your little triangle. Come right over. And you're cutting so that your paper underneath is safe. I do not have the skill to be able to cut only one paper layer and not cut through the entire thing. So I use this little mat as my go-to here, okay? And glue them down together, okay? And again, your little corners are looking really nice, nice and easy. Same thing on this side. Okay, I feel like I need a little bit more glue. Just enough. You want just enough to kind of hold your little strips together. But you want about an inch here in between, so you can get your little mat in here. And holding those down, getting my very sharp X-Acto knife. Okay, and you're cutting. So I like, the idea is that this mat needs to be thin enough that you can slide it in between your papers. and you need to be able to have a sharp X-Acto knife. With any of these techniques, you need to be able to have an X-Acto knife that is going to be really sharp, okay? And I would say that I like that just perfectly, okay? Little piece is coming off here. Yeah, this is really sad. I don't like the idea that this paper fades away. Then that means, oh, this is the spot that was snaggy. Let's see, we're going to be able to glue that in. I think so. Let's see if we have any more glue. I have been working on trying to get the ends of my, the bottom barrel of my glue done, right? Don't we all want to use up our entire supply so that we can buy more? Can't buy more if I still have old glue. So there's just a tiny bit of glue there on the end. This is actually my very favorite glue. It is the Art Glitter Glue that I think right now it doesn't ship during the winter season. And I always have plenty of it in my little needle nose dispensers. Okay, I think that did it there. That was that little tiny boo-boo that I made when I was cutting it. So, okay, so now here is this part that goes down into this spot, okay? Mitering. Okay, so we learned to miter on this with this little loveliness, right? Now we need to learn how to miter our florals, and I have, I wanted to do it the way, let me find another paper, like this one, if we are going to have a double, right? So why can't we use this one on the next page? On the purple side? The purple side is just as faded. Okay, I'm gonna turn this into part of the page, and then we're going to cut paper, and this is going to be my extra. Okay, you have a hero page, and then you're gonna have one that has tons of pictures on it. Okay, and that is going to be this one with just the edging of floral. Kind of like the blue side. So I'm putting a little glue on here. This is going to be part of my floral border. This is going to be the base of the floral border. And when the paper is this thin and this delicate, I do like to use wet glue, if it would agree with me. Right there. I'm so happy that you guys are here with me. Thank you so much for hanging out. What time are we? We're at an hour, and we have learned at least 3 different ways of gutting. We were gutting the page first with the self-healing mat. Okay, if you use your self-healing mat, you can use that, tape your paper down. Okay, you can also use that for borders. Okay, and there. Okay, so here is what I'm calling the easiest page in the whole world, because all you have to do is add flowers to it. This one is my florals. I want the one that has my trims, my floral trims. You saw this place. It was clean like a minute ago, but it's not anymore. Okay, so let's look at these borders. I'm sorry, I know this is noisy. Oh, the plastic. Okay, so in my world, I'm going to have this next to this other page. Okay, so therefore I want something that is going to still be just as happy and lovely. I'm thinking these red ones would be the best way to go with them. And I have these gorgeous little ones here, these right there. Oh, look at that. So we're working on compounding these borders, and maybe I've already used 2 of them somewhere else. So we're going to work right here. In my normal life, when you would be putting this little border in, I don't know if I like the red ones more than the other ones. I'm kind of thinking which ones I still want to use. Do I want the red ones with this? I don't know if this matches so well, but it's for learning purposes, okay? These are really big. Let's see. This one is Christmas. That is no, this is the best one I have. And we're gonna go with it. So when we have this one down, this has this little stuff on the back, right? It is a border that comes with it. Now, have you seen the sticky border mess here? This is the sticky thumb, and I am taking this off. Okay, and then I kind of add this to this side and this to this side. I really want to show you how to do it on the other mat, though. Let's find it right here. So I'm only doing some of the glue on it, okay? This is right here, okay? So I'm putting this down. If my page is right there, then I'm bringing this down into this spot. Okay, yes, you can lift it up. Just wanting to make sure my glue isn't so sticky on it. Right there, right there, right there. Okay, so you're going all the way around it. Go this way. See how you kind of give it a little scratch and it starts to lift these little things up. It's like a little scratcher. Have I told you I'm afraid of X-Acto knives? Have I told you that? Why? Because I eventually get a little scratch or something on my finger. It's dangerous. I don't know why. I'm just afraid of it. Okay, so we go here. Now, we're peeling this part off. Next Sunday is Nick's marathon, the Houston Chevron marathon thing. So I'm going to be in Houston. Boy, this is really sticky. This must be old. I don't know. You see how it's lifting? It's not, are these old? I thought we just got these. Maybe we should leave the sticky thing on there. I don't know. because when I leave these on, especially if you mail something to somebody, those things go through the heat. That is going to come off. So you've got to be really careful with that part. You don't want to send something in the mail that's going to get undone. So I'm in the middle of doing my errands and laundry today. I was late on the bedsheet thing, so I'm doing it today. I love when it's a nice sunny day and I can take my duvet out to air out on the line. That's like one of my favorite things in the whole world to do. Not do the work, but to get the result. Okay, so here we go. Who's here with me today? Oh my goodness. I am moving so slow, but please, it is a process video and I apologize. Let's see, Annie's still here with me. Thank you so much. And here is this one, and we are marking it down on the 12 marks of this page. Okay, you guys all have this with your Anna Griffin stick. Okay, so now what you're supposed to do is add your ruler, and I'm going to go back to my other ruler, my Cricut one that has that big lip on it, because I've already got an injured finger from playing with my X-Acto knife. And where is that lovely thing? And now you can cut, because here's the line and here's the other line, and you can cut those pieces off just like that. You see? Gone. I didn't do this one yet. Gone. Oh, this one's already been unstickied. There we go. So this is the leftover piece. Okay, we're trying them all out. Interesting. And then you spin this one. It doesn't even have a little lifty. You're supposed to spin it. And you bring your ruler over. And hold this here. And hold that there. And you're able to slice this right there. Okay. So what we have done is we have been able to hold this all down. And you're able to peel it off and come right back and put it on your piece of paper. Yep, I'm taking care of my finger off the camera. Surely you guys don't want to see me have a boo-boo on my finger. Can't cut the... I can't cut my scissors with this. Okay, there we go. Using beautiful paper tissue. What is this called? Washi tape instead of a Band-Aid, because I saw that it was on my ruler. Okay, there we go. Always have a Band-Aid prepared. Now, our paper's right here, so we should be able to get this little piece off. Bring it over here, and it does have some of the sticky stuff on it. And it has been, I haven't tried this one. This is like live. And you're supposed to be able to put it on your paper because you've already built it. Okay. And these are the toppers. And now you take this little piece off. Take all of these little things off. I don't think I can. This is the one that was tearing off. And now when you build it back on, you will be able to match the mitering because you did it on the angle. Look at that. Oh, that's nice, Pamela Densmore. You tell the truth. Look at that. I have that paint on it. Felt thick. But now look, you can really butt your 12-inch marks right where they're supposed to. And this lays flat, ready for the other one right here. Isn't that something? Look at that. So now I am going in here and I'm going to do the other way. Okay, so now this one is going to get peeled. So now I should be able to maybe make this one underneath that, because you can't see completely through it. And let's test out the theory. Right there. And then this goes all the way across right there. And then you have another one. Do I have another one? I thought I had 4. Oh, here they are. Okay. And then you have this one. So I go back to work on Tuesday this week. I have been off for a 6-week period from my office job. I've been doing my work home job, the job we don't get paid for, right? Love, love, love my from home job that I don't get paid for, but I am going back to work. I work Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and therefore I think Thursdays at 12 might be the best time for me to do another session. They will be recorded, so I know that everybody has different schedules and you might have to be at work. But I'm thinking that Thursdays at 12, we might be able to do this again. This is a busy week. I'm hoping that we'll close on our house on Wednesday, if there isn't any delays. And you know, sometimes there's delays of whatever happens. So I'm hoping that everything goes well Wednesday. And it's just around the corner from my office, so I'll be able to run over there during my little lunch break and sign papers, get back to work. I can't ask for the day off because I have been gone for a month. So who comes in on the first day of work and says, hey, excuse me, but I need to have a month off? I'm not doing that. I'm not that brave. Okay, so this one has already been cut, so I'm lifting it up and bringing this down. And I still see quite a bit of that edging, but we're gonna practice. Okay, this is our practice run. Okay, don't get too upset if it doesn't work the way you want it to work. I'm laying this on top of it. So I'm thinking Thursdays at 12 might be a good time to run some of our little series of stuff going on. Okay, so there we go. There's that one that's already cut on this side, but then on this side I have 2 tails. Okay, so what I want to do with this one is come back and do this little thing again with this little paper. I think that that's something that really needs to happen. I know Pamela's brain is incredible. Okay, if we could all live there, we would all be happy. Okay, so now I have 2 tails coming in my very sharp X-Acto knife, and we're going to cut right here. I like it here. Feels pretty straight. And you're going in really. You're going in at the same time with both. There you go. Now I can hear that little farting of the paper. Then I know that I have gone through both cardstocks. You untape this one. Then there's another one on this side, right there. And then you bring these 2 in, and those babies fit just loveliness because they've been cut at the same time. Okay, just been cut at the same time. And then this is what we end up with. And then this is the red one, but we have a white red. This one goes on top with pop-up dots. Okay, so we have talked about different ways of doing our embellishments, or excuse me, our cutting of the paper, okay? We tape it all down to this plan. That is just genius. I want to go through that one more time, and I'm going to get some of this beautiful purple paper. And you know what? I don't want to use the purple paper because what did we decide? That was the paper that comes off. The ink comes off. Let's try and see if our paper from, what's her name? This one from Paisley will not glue. Okay, so on my mark here, let's see if you can see that. That little X is where it marks. Okay, so that for me, I'm putting that down. Okay, same thing over here. We need to make sure when this is the best time for you to catch all of your possible mistakes. It's going to happen when you are taping things down. Okay, I'm gonna get some more of this lovely washi tape slash Band-Aid tape. Yep. And we're gonna put it in the middle. Okay. I know, I think the Hermosa, and what was the other name? Leon is done in-house, and that paper, it's kind of like chalk paper. It kind of comes off a little bit, so you just have to be a little more gentle with it. Treat it as if it were vintage paper, okay? Right there. Okay, so with this, you have put your little corners right where they're supposed to be at. That is where you're starting, and I am using the Cricut. Okay, the Cricut has a little rubbery mat on the bottom and has this little lip, so if you're afraid of getting blood on your stuff or getting cut, that is what you need to do. Okay, so now here is my 12-inch mark, and then I'm going to go in a quarter because that's my favorite. That fillet thing, that's tough. Okay, and if it's a quarter, then I'm going down here. You can see where you're stopping at. Okay, and here you're stopping at your quarter. Pay attention to your cutting tool. Okay, now you hold everything straight, making sure it's all good. I'm pressing down, and I'm going to stop at what's left of a quarter here. And then you have this one that kind of spins. I know I have way too much stuff on my desk, but it'll be fine. And you put that there, and you move this one here. I like that. Pamela Densmore, I am liking your system here. Right there is where my quarter is to this. Press and give yourself some pressure. I always use way too much pressure than necessary. Okay, and you're spinning. Okay, so what do you think? I'm sure that a Cricut mat took the ink off the paper earlier. Yes, I'm sorry. It was the Cricut mat, Yvonne, that took the ink off. You are correct, because it is chalky like paper. I don't know, is there other papers? You use the Cricut a lot, so are there other papers that do that? I knew that it did that with repositionable tape. And when I first touched the Cricut mat, I knew that that was going to happen, but I wanted to use it anyway. I wasn't planning on doing a double-sided thing with that paper, so I thought I'm okay. Okay, and then we're doing another spin. Okay. Not having to lift your paper off because you have taped it down and now you just find your measurements again is the important part here. And it is a self-healing mat, so it's not supposed to have that scratchy mess on it. But I am having a hard time cutting through my washi tape that I absolutely love. Okay, so now we take all of this off. Yeah, I got this washi tape on one of the scrapbook stores in the clearance aisle. I just thought, let me test it out. And I was amazed that it's fabric. It is fabric, so it doesn't tear like washi tape, but it does have that really nice repositionable gumminess to it. Okay, see, this is a difference in technique, I guess, to ink the paper, because this one did not take off any of it. Okay, so see, I have all of those corners, these little lines off. I would continually keep practicing this technique so that I know that I've got it down to the measurement of the quarter. I really think it is all about where you're going to tape your paper down. I love that you can put the entire floral mat, kind of like building your composition of your bouquet on the mat, and then you can come back and perfect it the way you want it to be on your paper. Okay, there we go. So you can see here is our lovely mat. And now if I had to turn that over, we have a perfect 1/4 inch all the way around. And I really think that's a really smart way to go. Every time I do it with my paper trimmer, I always have a little bit of a gap in between, but I can see that this would not be the case for that. So something to consider, okay? I am wanting to make sure that we have that technique down. Let me go through and ask questions and see what everybody is thinking. I am going to continue and play with this one, but I want to make sure that you guys are thinking that also. Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm upside down in my new page here. Let's see. Can you see me? Am I upside down now? Am I upside down? I'm upside down the other way. Now you can see me. Okay, so I had an injury here with that lovely scrapbook page. Okay, let's see. So what do you guys want to talk about next? Because we are on, I think we are really ready to start doing an entire page. I think that would be a really smart thing. An entire page of learning all of these different techniques. I think that that would be really smart. Let's see. Thanks, Annie. Been working on it since Christmas, finally crafting. Yes, instead of moving and organizing, your organizing is on steroids. It is so nice. No pictures yet. Yes, hers are incredible. Hey, Sue, how are you? Where did you find that spins? Okay, it's an Amazon one. It is this one right here. I'll send you, I'll put the link down, but it is this one right here that I pulled. It's American made. I thought that was nice. It says US Art Supply. Maybe it's not American made. Maybe, hold on. Maybe I'm just saying. Full replacement, a 10-year warranty on it, 7-layer matte construction. No, I am sorry. It is called US Art Supply. It is not American made. Somebody swat me. It's made in Taiwan. Self-healing material. Avoid direct exposure to sun or extreme heat. So that means we would not be able to use our heating tool on it. Clean with warm water and mild detergent. Okay, all the instructions are on here. But it's Art Supply, and I will send you the US Art Supply. And I'll show you what it looks like here. Okay, it looks like this. And I think if you have the Anna Griffin one, you have the one with the little lines. I think this is meant for, yes. I think it is, I understand, Candy, yes. I think that it is for quilters with all these little lines on it, but I think that helps us. Love the mat. Okay, craft she shed. My new cutting mat will be on its way. I need that mat too. I think I would suggest the 18-inch one, which I think was closer to $30 instead of $20. The one that I have is 13, and I might be returning it and getting the larger one because I can see that I would really be using it. And so the back of it has this rubbery mess on it, and then you're spinning it. You see that? And it does stay still. I was afraid when it was spinning, does that mean that on this side would I be able to cut also? But it has that foam there that is holding it. So I thought first when it was a spinner that this part here would be, you know, pulled out more just like our little Lazy Susans, but it has the mat all the way around. So when we're cutting this little edge piece, it doesn't matter that it spins here. So that's what I have here. Martha, are your buyers crafters? Martha, are your buyers crafters? What does this back look like? Just like this. It is kind of like a foamy black, has a plasticky smell to it. Hi, Susan, how are you? And Agnes Margaret, oh, I'm so glad you're here with me. Okay, it is an Amazon buy, and I will post the, excuse me, the link soon. And Beth, Candy, Angie, how are you? The craft she shed, my new cutting mat is on its way. I'm thinking that when you do the 14, let me show you real good. You have to put your paper on this edge right there, okay? If you have the 18, then you would have a whole inch around it to do more cutting. Something to consider. I don't know. I might have to try the other one before I return this one. Yeah, Pamela needs this one also. Susan says with the new products coming out of AG Creates and Crops, we're going to need a craft house. Look, I'm trying to clean this area out, and I have made peace with what I use and what I don't use on a regular basis. So therefore, I am getting ready to do a scrapbook garage sale at Craft Shack in Friendswood. And so I'm going through my stuff. I will show you guys what I have that is going to go. I have 3 stacks here that are 4 or 5 stacks here that need to go. And they are all Tim Holtz products. I'll show you real quick. Let me bring this over here. Do you guys have these stamps? All of my stamps. Oh man, you can see the nest on my head. Holy moly, Martha, somebody should brush her hair out. Who wants to come pay bills with while I craft? Will you be paying my bills or am I paying your bills? Yes. Okay. Thanks, Annie. Been working Christmas. Just cute. Send pictures, Pamela. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of these that I am my collection that I am getting rid of because look, they're not even used. So why am I hoarding them? I know that somebody wants these. And I do have to show you something that I have been putting together. Okay, so we have now class 3 done. Okay, so class 3 was the mitering. It takes practice. That's all I can tell you. You need a lot of practice. I feel like I got lucky cutting this bouquet because it's very forgiving on these edges, but you have to decide how you want, you know, I think it's very forgiving. You have to see which one you want to use. When I was doing my big circle here, that looks really good. Look at that paper all over the place. Okay, that looks like it's working really good in this little area. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna come back and put that orange stain on the inside. Cutesies. Okay, so I will let this class go, and then we'll come back to play with this little page because I don't want to overlap classes. This is mitering. This is mitering. I think I see 2, 3. I do love the glass mats. I do too. I love the glass mats because it's so easy to cut, but I am trying to figure out how do we use that if it slides. Yes, the Cricut mat is the one that made the back of this look faded. It completely, where did my mat go? My Cricut mat now looks like this. It completely took the ink off of it. So it's something to think about. Okay, so we have homework again. You guys need to give me some suggestions on what we want to do next. I think we need a page that will bring all of this in. I'm reading. I am sorry, I have my head down. Thank you. I'm reading to see who all is here with me. Deborah, how are you? North Carolina, I'm so glad you're here with us. And Dale, how are you? And Jonah, oh my goodness. I'm right, Jonah, when I think of you as Mr. and Mrs. Claus for that party you sent me pictures to. So here we are. This is class 3, mitering. Let me show you what I got, a sneaky peeky. Did the crowd roar? The crowd roar? What do you think that is? Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Let me show you the back. Can I say anything? Can I say anything? What in the heck is that? I know. I just got it in the mail. Ah! Look at this. I'm gonna have to go get it laminated, right? And look at how gorgeous the paper is. Look at the back of the paper. Is that not just so gorgeous? It's on our show for what? $87. What am I reading here? What did Annie, where are you? What did you say? Okay, where did you get that? It shows it's $87. Is this right? What is $87, Donna? We are all puzzle people. Yes, I want that. Pamela, it is coming soon. Get that laminated. Okay, I don't know what is $87, Agnes, Margaret, Donna, but this is a sneak peek. I got it as a gift, and I am so beyond excited. When I got the box, who cares what's inside? Look at this gorgeous box. Look at that. Okay, so I think that means that my next page needs to be, what is this? A China collection. Because the Canton Bleu, but this is a different color green. This is like this gorgeous pale green, and yes, it is puzzles. Yes, and the back of the puzzle is green. So it's like a double-sided puzzle. So for people that are like super crazy puzzle people and you make the puzzle backwards, you're allowed to make the puzzle backwards. Canton Bleu, a China cabinet. I think that is going to be my next page collection in lieu of this beautifulness. Okay, so that is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on this blue orange thing. I've got to get my chores done. I don't know when this is coming out. My sweetest little friend sent it to me. So thank you so much. I wanted to share that because when I saw it, I thought, what in the world? Okay, it's an AG product that is coming close soon to place towards you. It was a prize that I got. So thank you so much. Yay, right? Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's I don't think it's a super hard puzzle. I'll take that back. It's 750 pieces. I don't think it's supposed to be like super duper hard, but if you look at the puzzle, it's gonna have a lot of that gorgeous blue, and yeah, I think I already measured. It was going to be, where are we? 19 by 27. Okay, so it is the perfect spot to put on the wall as a board, a beautiful something to look at. It's called High Tea when, maybe it's going to be on HSN. I have no idea when it's going to be out. But yes, are you crazy fun, right? Yeah, I have had it for like 24 hours. So I wanted to show it to you immediately. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you, dear Sarah that sent it to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have to decorate our room in this gorgeous colors. Yes, with teapots and all kind of lovely stuff. So I will see you soon. Maybe Thursday. Let's plan on Thursday at 12 o'clock. OMG. Thank you, Yvonne. How are you? I know it is absolutely gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it is coming to your home soon. Yes. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.